One day, while exploring the Savage Divide region of Fallout 76, we come upon a small settlement that appears to be under construction. As we get close, we discover this place is known as the Foundation Outpost. Foundation was introduced in the Wastelanders DLC and is one of the primary factions in Appalachia. But why are they building an outpost? Well, to find out what's going on here, we're going to have to do a little exploring. The Foundation Outpost is located east of Foundation proper and south of Huntersville. As we take a look around, we find some sort of battle took place here, as there are several dead bodies of settlers. At the top of the middle building, we find the body of Ruggy. On his body, we find a note titled Crater Observations 1. Reading the note, June 17th. Setting up camp is going well. There's some old rubble down in the center of the crater, but we're wary of rads. There's a couple of guys here who used to work in mechanics, seeing if they can do anything to help us lower the radiation. So it would seem that the outpost is going to be an attempt at creating a new settlement outside of Foundation proper. The wooden buildings were being constructed next to a radioactive crater. This crater was originally an unmarked location known as South Mountain Nuke Crater. Prior to the Test Your Metal update, this crater was a random encounter hotspot. You could often find a large number of creatures spawning here, including Deathclaws and even the rare Megasloth. Heading back down to the ground floor of this building, we find a note on a makeshift table next to a lantern titled Crater Observations 2. Reading the note, June 21st. That strange machine seems to be working. Not quite sure how. Looks like the crew just threw together some junk. They're clever, I tell ya. This should take care of the rads, but it seems a bit flimsy more I look at it. Hopefully this rowdy bunch don't break it. So apparently the group came up with a way to deal with the rads inside the crater. We will talk more about this in a bit. For now, let's continue exploring. Moving towards the lookout tower overlooking the crater, we find the body of Kenneth Dean. On his body, we find Kenneth's journal. Reading the journal, June 9th. Building is going well, but supplies are disappearing quicker than we'd expected. Seen some big footprints near storage, and Ruggy said they saw something big running through the trees. Sent a call to Foundation for backup and more supplies. Hopefully, they should calm the crew down and we can get back to work. June 14th. Heard some loud noises outside the tents last night. Most of the crew slept through it, but it woke a few of us up. It sounded like growling and hard, heavy steps. Anxieties are growing. We'll continue to investigate. June 19th. Lots of progress made at camp this week. Our homes are starting to come together. We have just finished the walls and the floors are under construction as I speak. We are still wary of the noises after dark, but we can't identify them. June 26th. Finally discovered the source of the noises. There was something huge out in the open this morning, but it was dark and I only saw a brutish shadow. It was rummaging through our building supplies and seemed to be scouting the area. My plan is to get the crew together, find out what it is, and run it out of our camp before it causes any damage. June 29th. Seems those creatures are the big green mutant things we've been hearing about, and the camp's still not finished, so we can't hope to defend ourselves. There are so many of them, and they're starting to fire their weapons. I can hear my crew falling. If you find this note, give them hell. This note is a bit of foreshadowing for what is to come next. More on that in a bit. Kenneth was chronicling the construction of the outpost, and as we know, the creatures that ultimately killed these settlers are super mutants. Prior to the Test Your Metal update, this crater would often be home to a large group of super mutants, as they were the primary spawn here. As we look down into the crater, we see lots of rubble from what seems to be a destroyed building. What this building was is not really known and is only alluded to in the game. I think it was some sort of military post or research facility. It was clearly important enough to be targeted for a direct strike from a nuke, which is why the radiation is so high here. I think it could be interesting to explore in a future DLC, so I certainly hope Bethesda does something more with this location. Exploring the crater, we find many structures that the settlers built, including the rad scrubber. We also see some of the structures that the super mutants had erected. We also find a radiation suit inside a cage, and on a cinder block next to the suit we find a note titled Disgruntled Note. Reading the note, bastards sent me here to take readings of these rocks. Yep, this one's radioactive. Hey look, this one too. Wait, what's this? Nope, radioactive. Screw this, I'm out of here. Check your own damn Robert. Clearly this person was not happy. This note was here in the crater prior to the Testamental update, so it is not related to the settlers. It is clear that this was written by Robert after the war, so he was one of the few remaining survivors in Appalachia. What happened to him is unknown. Perhaps we will find him in a future update. Beyond that, we don't find anything else of note at this location. What we do know is that the settlers were attacked by super mutants and were either killed or captured during the fight, and all that is left now is the unfinished buildings and an automated message that plays occasionally. Every so often when we come to this location, we hear this message.
Is anyone out there? This recording is a call for help. Our settler camp was attacked by mutants last night. Please help. My name is Kenneth Dean. We're south of Huntersville. I think I'm the last one alive. Probably won't be much longer. The mutants have left. For now, hurry and destroy their meat bags when you get here. That should drive them away if they come back. There's a machine in the crater. Should take care of the radiation in the area. Keep it running. We'll never finish building here if it breaks.
This begins the event Eviction Notice. We are tasked with destroying 6 meat bags scattered around the crater and repairing the rad scrubber. You have a total of 10 minutes to complete the event. Once the meat bags are destroyed, you have to defend the rad scrubber from the onslaught of super mutants that will be focused on destroying the scrubber. This event is pretty straightforward, but it is not easy by any means to complete. You may not be able to complete the event on your own, as there are so many super mutants, floaters, and mutant hounds that will spawn here that it makes it very difficult to keep up with. If you manage to complete the event, you will earn XP, caps, treasury notes, aid items, ammunition, and a chance to get one of the many special weapon rewards. Those special weapons are Foundation's Vengeance, which is a special minigun that has the explosive, bloodied, and resilient legendary effects, and is equipped with a shredder modification. Tone Death is a special death tambo that has 40% faster swing speed, target's damage is reduced by 25% for 5 seconds, and has +1 to strength. Doctor's Orders is a special hunting rifle that has crippling vampires and a chance to generate a stealth field for legendary effects. Crowd Control is a special combat shotgun that has the suppressors, explosive, and lightweight legendary effects. The Debilitator is a special super sledge that has the Mutant Slayers, melee speed, and +1 to strength legendary effects. Finally, the Pirate Punch is a special black powder blunderbuss that has 15% faster reload, plus 50% VATS hit chance, and shoots an additional projectile. Since this is a settler event, upon completing it you will gain settler reputation, making this event a great choice to participate in once the event activates. Fortunately, this event does get a server notification when it comes available, so stay on the lookout for this event. Have you completed this event? Did you know about the lore behind it? Sound off in the comments below. While you're at it, like, subscribe, and share. And as always, I'm just glad you stopped by, and I'll see you in the next one.